Diversity brief comes in from an organisation, so we work with public sector organisations, we work with private sector organisations. And when there is one of these briefs, sometimes it's like a sort of bombshell, not in our agency, in previous places that I've worked. And they're like, oh, what do we do with it? And everyone's a bit fragile and everyone doesn't know how to approach it, and they don't want to say the wrong thing. Everyone's a bit sensitive about it. Interesting enough, diversity is something that isn't bolted onto a brief. It's something that should be in the DNA of any kind of strategy. So when we come up with a concept, when we come up with an idea, I'll show you examples later on, it should be in the thread of every strategy that comes through. Now, there are organisations that bring diversity to the forefront. 1.3 million people are hired by the NHS. That's a phenomenal rate, as you can imagine, 1.3 million. Now, 200,000 are from a BME background. That's roughly just under 15%. And only 5 were at chief executive level. So, put that into reality, it's like the organisation of NHS knew they had to do something about it. We listened to the NHS and their problems and their business case of why they need to do this Breaking Through programme, which was really positive, to be fair. And then we saw 4 profiles. So in websites, it's proven fact. If you see yourself within a role and you can relate to someone, you're more comfortable to want to apply and you can more have an emotional connection with the organisation. So when I directed the 4 profiles down there, I was very strong about this, about when we were going to do the photo shoot, and when you click on the website and you listen to the profiles, I didn't really want to hear about their backgrounds and what food they like or what religion they are. I really wanted to hear about them as people and as professionals, and that was the main thing. So it doesn't matter where they're from, but Breaking Through programme is to promote internally guys to get to a director level from a BME background. So the questions and answers were all focused around their professions and actually respecting them as individuals. Diversity isn't always about from a BME background. Gender is a big issue as well. Now, this is for the Royal Bank of Scotland, another piece of work that we've won an award for, and this is quite an interesting brief. It came into the agency and said, RBS in Southend, we've got a huge call centre, we've got loads of blokes there, but we want to encourage more females to work there. So what we have to remember is when we do any kind of communication piece, you have to consider them as a customer, which they could be an RBS customer, but also, could I actually see myself working there? So this was great. You see evidence of mums getting sort of daffodils, looking at the little note and thinking, that's really sweet. Diversity should be within the DNA of any advert or any communication piece. But Pink Squid was set up by the 3 directors, T-Wu, which is sitting at the front here. He's Hong Kong Chinese, Manjoor, Azizul, myself, Bangladeshi British, and Nicholas Scott, half Djiboutian and half English. Now, we didn't get together because we were diverse. We were just brilliant at what we do, and we really got along and thought we could make a real cracking business out of this. And that's why the 3 professionals got together to set up Pink Squid.